Hey kids, welcome to band. In this video, I will be showing you how to put a clarinet together. So, let's get something right out of the way. Before you even open the case, you need to make sure it's in the right position. You know what I'm saying? For example, if you have a sticker on your case, it must look something like this. You see that sticker on the front? That's really important if you have one, because if the sticker's facing that way, you must open the case that way. You see what I'm saying? If you open it the wrong way, things will fall out and it'll make a big mess for you and you're gonna be sad and you're gonna cry. Also make sure before you open the case that it's on a flat surface, because the worst thing you wanna do is put it together on your lap, and then if you drop it, and then you'll still continue to cry. Please don't cry! The way we're going to be assembling this clarinet, we're going to be assembling from the bottom to the top, from the bell to the mouthpiece. So if we're going bottom to top, let's look at this puppy first, because this is the bottom. This is the bell. It looks like a bell. That's why it's called a bell. Do you get the joke? So then you got to be putting your bell on something. But which one is it going to be? You know, is it going to be the lower joint? Or is it going to be the upper joint? Well, there's a really important tip on to tell which is which. The lower joint has your thumb rest right there. That's where you put your thumb rest. And that's going to be between your nail and your first knuckle. So right about there for optimum comfort. If this is uncomfortable for you, you have to get a thumb rest so that your thumb isn't yelling in pain when you play. Because we do not want no unhappy thumbs in this band class. And then for the upper joint, which we'll get to in a second, you'll see this little thumb hole that you put on. It's very important to playing, but let's worry about that later. So you want to put your bell to your lower joint. It's very important. You should probably hold it with your thumb rest, because that's the best place to hold your lower joint, as you will be playing them like this when you play. Yeah, that. So nicely screw it on there like that. Well done, kids. So in your right hand, you're going to hold the stuff they've already put together. Then you're going to grab the upper joint and twist in like so, just like the other one. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Look at that. All right, so next up is very important. This is a barrel. This is what separates the upper joint from the mouthpiece. And you notice how it, similar to a bell, looks like a barrel. Don't you get it? It's funny. But yes, do you notice that one end of the barrel is more big around than the other? That big end is what you're going to want to twist on that upper joint there. It can be a little hard because sometimes when you twist, things get out of place. So you might have to maneuver hands. But I'd recommend when you go up, since this is where you're going to hold with your left hand, then use your right hand to twist the barrel in. Understood? Great. All right, so now we're getting into mouthpiece biology. This is the mouthpiece. You put your mouth on it. So then you're going to put your mouthpiece in the barrel. And again, you might have to maneuver hands around. That's okay. Other thing that's really important, want to make sure that the thumb rest, this hole, and the mouthpiece, that end right there that's open, are aligned. Because that's going to be the nice way you can play and you feel it all lined up and it feels good to play. Otherwise, sometimes you'll have a mouthpiece like that and you're playing like this and you're like, what's wrong with it? Well, look at the biology. It's wrong. It's off. Clarinet biology. Does that exist? For the sake of my video, yes, it does. All right, so there's a mouthpiece there. It's looking a little more complete. But now, we're not done with the mouthpiece quite yet. Next up, you have to get your reed ready. It's very nice if you keep it in a protective case, because reeds are cheap and they will break easily if you do some wrong stuff with them. So be careful with them. They're very fragile. Anyways, here is your ligature. This is what holds your reed to the mouthpiece. It almost stands as a placeholder. That's very important. If you don't have your right hand, you can't play. So what do you do with this thing in the meantime? Well, the thing to do with a reed is essentially while you're putting the thing together, you're going to want to soak it. Now, sometimes you can put it in a cup of water and that does the job. Otherwise, a lot of us instrumentalists do it like this. You soak it in your mouth like this. How you doing? The weather out there good? Nice. And when you're actually putting the thing together, you're going to want to actually soak this while you put every piece of the clarinet together. Before the sake of me telling you what to do, we just had that awkward interaction while my reed properly soaked. So then you're going to take the reed and you want to put it like this. Do you see that? You see that? Maybe you don't. But here's the trick here. You're going to want to get your reed in a spot where on the front you can see a sliver of black above the reed, while on the other side you can see a slither of reed. It's actually kind of like one of the best optical illusions in the whole entire world. All right, and last, what you want to do is take your ligature, put it on there when you have your reed secure in place. Mine's being a little bit of a butt though. Like that. Look at that. Look at my beautiful reed, guys. So then you want to twist the ligature into place. Like that. You want to make sure to go up like that, because that's what tightens the bolts. Like that. Oh my gosh, doesn't it look pretty? But now we can play the dang thing. Go team. And that's how you put a clarinet together.